alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself anymore. I guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met a guy with cancer, and he felt sorry for me. I've never been a social guy. I'm always making children cry. I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. Help me make it out of bed, 'cause I am scared and sad. Help me make it through the day, 'cause there's nothing out there for me anymore. 'Cause I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face, and everyone pushes ahead of me and no one stops to care. And I curse the gods each day in vain for giving me this life of pain, when all I really need's a little hug. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself.
A problem. My girlfriend just moved to New York, and she told me that when she got there, she was going to send me a postcard that had her new address and stuff. And it's been like over a week, and I haven't received anything at all. And so I was just wondering if maybe you could tell me why that might be.
I wouldn't know what to tell you without talking with the carrier. Of course, the carriers are all on the street right now.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he would deliver it. I don't see any reason not to deliver it.
Well, do you think that there's anything that might have happened to the mail, like along the way?
There's a lot of things could happen to a piece of mail. Get stuck in the mailbox where she dropped it. You get torn up by a machine in the mail processing plant. It gets missent to another city.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't understand why this particular piece of mail wouldn't have gotten here.
Maybe because you didn't mail it.
Well, this is my girlfriend. I know that she mailed this postcard to me.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to say?
Hey, Mr. Postman, it's been 3 long days, and I still don't have a message from my baby. She said that she would write me when she got to New York City, and I still don't have that message from my baby. Hey, Mr. Postman, what's the deal? Was the envelope not sealed? Or was the postage on the letter not enough? Did they overfill your workload so you lost my baby's letter? Or did the boss treat you like garbage? So in order to feel better, did you go down to the office with an AK-47 and just blow the other carriers away? Please, Mr. Postman, don't delay.
Yeah, I have a problem. I haven't been getting any voicemail messages.
Are you able to leave a message?
Well, who cares if I'm able to leave a message? I'm just trying to receive a message. Is there some problem going on, maybe like on your end?
Well, no, not usually.
Well, I don't know what the problem is.
Hey, Mr. Phoneman, it's been 3 long days, and I still don't have a message from my baby. She said she'd call the voicemail when she got to New York City, and there's still no friggin' message from my baby. Hey, Mr. Phoneman, don't you think it's kind of funny with all your automated systems and your interstate networks and your fiber optic bullshit that you still can't go 3 bloody days without screwing up my life? Well, even though I'm not a postman, I can still get pretty violent, and it takes more than weekend discounts for to keep this matter silent. And if I still don't have this message, I'll be waiting in the parking lot at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Hey, Mr. Bowman, see you soon.
Hi, I have America Online, and I haven't gotten any email at all.
Okay, what I would like you to do is send yourself some email.
Well, what the hell good is it going to do if I send myself email?
Right. Why don't you try to send her some?
Well, I don't know what the damn problem is.
Hey, World Wide Web man, it's been 3 long days, and I still don't have an email from my baby. I've been checking my stupid email now for the past 60 hours, and there's still no friggin' message from my baby. Hey, World Wide Web man, did you overload your server, or was something reconfigured? Did you pick up some weird virus and it wiped out all your files? Well, if tomorrow comes around and I still don't have a message, well, I wouldn't want to be you when you find an unknown package that appears out on your doorstep, and you find inside a lead pipe filled with rusty nails and nitroglycerine, and it blows your sorry ass to smithereens. World Wide Web man, don't you mess with me. Hey, Mr. Phoneman, don't be mean.
Check. Help.
Please, Mr. Postman, can't you see?
Check. Test.
I'll blow your sorry ass to smithereens.
Help. Help. Computer volume 10. Computer, what time is it?
It's 10:59 a.m.
Ooh. Ah. Computer, what time is it now?
It's 11 a.m.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Woo. Hello. Hold on a second, everybody. Grinding up the coffee. It's on an automatic timer. Fuck. Sorry, everybody. That was taking a lot longer than I thought. I have the coffee set for a timer, and I forgot that it sort of was going to go off right when we started the stream. I apologize about that. Shirley's Newt said he's doing the pre-prep for the cooking masterpiece. Yes. We are going to do something very difficult today. This one's not for the kiddies. This is adult style cooking that we're going to be doing today. For adults only. Hopeful Equinox says, hello Henry, are you infested by wasp? I don't know if you're referring to the 80s heavy metal band Wasp or what, but sorry, the tail of my apron was tickling the back of my calf, and I thought it was a ghost or something. What were we talking about? Hey, I've got a couple alerts here. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit has gifted a Tier 1 sub to Pancake King. Thank you very much to both of you. Thanks, Purple Donut Filling His Fruit, for your generosity. And thanks, Pancake King, for being a part of this community. And I've seen you at a couple of shows. Thanks for coming to those shows. And Purple Donut Filling His Fruit also subscribed at the Tier 3 level. That's very awesome of you. Thank you very much, Purple Donut Filling His Fruit. Thanks for the support there, and you are on the list. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm really kind of a mess. Part of why I'm a mess is because of the record label. The record printing of the record and all kinds of stuff like that. It's been on my mind. It's Kate. Can you help me and tell me, and I know that you reminded me, what is the name of the recent person who subscribed at the Tier 3 level? Because I want to make sure. I don't think I wrote it down. I thought I did. I've got the Hungry MILF here, Hungry Farm Girls, Happy Neighbor's Wife, themodestchef.com. I have all these. Oh, BK69. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on a napkin here. All I have is a kind of a dirty paper towel. But I'm going to do that now. Thank you very much. And thanks, BK69 for being such a high tier supporter. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the board. Okay, there we go. Done. All right. So a little update on the upcoming Jose Suicidio album. Boy, there's a lot of admin. I'm putting it up on Bandcamp. It will eventually be on iTunes, Apple Music, whatever, Spotify, YouTube, Google, any place that you buy music. There's an approval process that happens, and Jose Suicidio, always the contrarian, does have some foul language in some of the titles for the songs. So we're working that out with the major monolithic tech companies to see how we can reconcile Jose's yearning to be an honest artist and use the word shit in the song title and things like that. So there's a little bit of admin involved. Radmite says that loud coffee sound at the beginning disturbed me and ruined my day. Okay. Fortunately, my day was already going poorly and I am often described as disturbed, so not much change. Thanks for the stream, Harold. Okay, well, a couple things. It's Henry. But Redmite, thank you very much for your honesty. And also, I want to say, generally when bad things happen, it happens on a day when things are already going poorly anyway. Like, for example, I've never stepped in dog shit on a day that was otherwise going well. It's never been like I've, just got done with a job interview and I absolutely killed it, and then I get a call saying, hey, you got the job, and then I step in dog shit. I haven't been on a job interview in 35 years, but that's what I mean. Usually you step in dog shit right after getting a ticket. I don't know why it works that way, but that's what happens. And usually after you get a ticket, you're still in your car, so you're actually stepping in dog shit in your own car, in my example. We've got some other stuff going on. Rouse Dower 007 has subscribed. Thank you very much, Rouse Dower 007. Is that a James Bond reference? Big James Bond here, fan. James Bond. I'm very fond of James Bond fan here. Computer, are you fond of James Bond?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Parasitosis says stepping in shit is the precursor to eating shit. Well, for some, I suppose it could be. Shirley's Newt says, for everyone who has more will be given. Oh, I missed the comma here. Okay, this sounds poetic. Get ready, everybody. We're about to blow your mind. Shirley's Newt says, for everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. Okay. He or she or they, or hopefully, but from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. Ah, that's fascinating. So this is what you're saying basically is the rich get richer. That's and it's from Matthew 13:12. That's from the Bible. Interesting. I was never familiar with that. But yeah, the modern way to say that is the rich get richer and the poor get screwed. I think that's also a quote from a Leonard Cohen song. Captain Callis says, hello, Henry. I just got a cushy sales job at a warehouse. I have the freedom to watch you at work, which is very nice. Still working on my depression. Okay, Captain Callis, well, I assume when you say you're going to watch me at work, you mean that you're going to watch my stream. You're not just seeing me at other times. Calicus says, Henry, have you ever tried poetry improvisation? No, I've never tried that. Should I try that? My coffee breweth at the time. I cannot think of a good rhyme. Yeah, I don't think I'd be very good at that. Ladies Lead says, God helps those who help themselves. Yeah, that's true, I suppose. It's the modern way of saying that is do it yourself. Here's a good poem that I learned many years ago. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest of men have had. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 mouths, 2 noses, and a brain to use while you put on your pantyhoses. Rose Dower 007 says, but it did not breweth over. Yeah. Johnny Crack says, whoa. Yeah, I think I did a little poetic improv at the end there. All right, let's go ahead and pour our coffee. That beeping sound means that the coffee's ready, or sometimes it means that some of the equipment is not working, but in this case, it's a good sound. So anyway, I'm hoping to hear back from the admins at the CD digital distribution company that I get approval. I hope by May 3rd, the 4th stream anniversary that we're going to do here on Sunday at noon, which is going to be a big deal. Uh-oh. It's Kate X. Oh, you're absolutely right. Holy shit. It's Kate X. Can I just say you've done so much to help me out here, and all of the moderators and everybody. I want to thank you all so much. But It's Kate X. I would have completely missed that Rose Dower 007 was a tier 3 subscriber. So here, let's get our paper towel here, and let's put, I don't know if capitals matter. I'll mostly be reading this when I'm singing the song. Rose, wonder what that means. Dower 007. Thank you very much for your tier 3 subscription. Shirley's Newt says, now we're seeing the extensive pre-prep that Henry was doing. Impressive. Yeah. Beanie Bo Beanie says, here's my 2 cents. You don't have to give any money to be the intern here at Henry's Kitchen. Beanie Bo Beanie is our intern. If anything, you should be getting paid, but that's not how internships work. But definitely, you're not going to be needing to give us any money. Beanie Bo Beanie was referring to a cheer donation. Oh, thank you very much for cheering. I'm still new to understanding exactly what cheer is, but I guess that 2 cents would be 2 bits. That's what it was back in the... what is that era of time when the movie, I guess the musical Oliver took place? I guess that would have been sometime maybe in the 1800s when they said 2 bits. It's Kate X says, was there any updates on the Jose Vinyl 2? Excited for that. Yes, there is. There is an update. It's I'm trying to figure out how to do it because the company is based out of the UK, which is great, except that in order to have it shipped here to the US, it costs a massive amount of money, and it's already very expensive anyway. You would have to be extremely wealthy to purchase this album, and I get very little of that, and it also takes like 6 weeks. So it's just on the border of being unacceptable in terms of a method right now. So I think I'm going to work on another method, which would be to bulk order 100 vinyl albums and hope that we can sell maybe 20 of them and recover that cost. But I don't know what the market is for vinyl records nowadays. So there's a lot of considerations, but this is all the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Bandcamp, I think, is going to be the easiest thing to do. I'm just waiting on getting what's called the ISRC codes. So, Ladies Lead says, I love the way you pronounce my name. It's actually pronounced like the end of the name Adelaide, but ladies do lead. So yay. Oh, there you go. I thought it was lead. EI, doesn't EI Adelaide? Okay. I always thought EI would be like either or neither, which I guess could be either or neither. So there's a lot of discrepancy there. But ladies laid is how you pronounce it. That's not easy to forget at all. Dark Ages says, another musician I take a bunch of photos of just had an extremely successful vinyl campaign. I can ask him, yes, Dark Ages, thank you very much. Please let me know what that musician did. Wow, extremely successful sounds awesome. That would be good. Shirley's Newt says, I just bought a vinyl of Peter and the Wolf. Yeah, some really, really wonderful music there by Prokofiev, who also wrote the theme that was used for Sting's song, The Russians. I Slap Cat Butts says, you could just sell your album outside the gas station like the folks in Baltimore. I didn't know that was a thing in Baltimore, but it's not a bad idea. I like it. It wouldn't be the first time I've sold something outside of a gas station. I think that Colonel Sanders started out that way. It's Kate X says, yeah, vinyl shipping costs are not cheap. I was once quoted $40 for shipping one from the US to the UK. Yeah. Well, ironically, since you're in the UK, this might actually work better for you. I'd be curious to know what your shipping cost would be. Dark Ages says, yeah, he raised over $100K on Kickstarter. What? It was nuts, beyond expectations. Well, Dark Ages, that probably means that your friend has something called likability and maybe even talent on top of that. And that's why he was able to get $100,000 on Kickstarter. I honestly would be happy with $120 and maybe a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon or Shinerbach, if anybody's taken. Okay, Shirley's Newt says Henry has infinite likability and talent. Well, that's very kind of you. Parasitosis says Henry is getting off so hard. Yeah, we're getting way off here. Let's get back on. Okay, so this here, if you look in the background, this was given to us by Maui Girl, always sending absolutely stunning, stunningly beautiful pictures of where she lives, and I just want to go there someday because it looks so awesome. Parasitosis sends cool pics as well. This one here is a still. Oh, I like this. Maybe we should do our song to this. I like the symmetry. It's got sort of a horror movie aspect to it. Did you know that symmetry in cinematography usually means horror or something surreal? The Chunks says, I'd buy a Jose Suicidio cassette tape out of some dude's trunk at a gas station. That might be the way that this will be distributed. Guitar Joe says, oh man, did we find out if we can buy the album on this Bandcamp Friday, May 1st? Yeah, the Bandcamp is very, very close. We need to get final distribution approval from the distributor so that I can put the ISRC codes on there, which I might not really need. But that tracks how many sales you have on a song, and that seems like it'd be a nice thing to have. Okay. Nancy Drudel says that Jeremy guy is bad news. I know a Jeremy who was a good friend as a child in my childhood, but I don't know. And I have a friend, Jeremy, currently. Guitar Joe sends a picture of presumably his dogs. These are cool dogs. Nice. Are they frolicking peacefully, or are they about to get in some kind of a fight? I hope they're just enjoying their lives, really. All right. The Balderdash lad says, aw. Yeah, this is a great picture. Thanks, Guitar Joe. And let's see. Oh, did we miss this? Eclipse Producer. Subscribe. Thank you very much, Eclipse Producer. And thanks for producing those eclipses. We really enjoy looking at them. And Royal Flush 9. Can't get a better hand than that. Royal Flush 9 has subscribed at the Tier 2 level. Interesting that it's Tier 2. But Royal Flush, I think, are you not on this? I really honestly, I'm going to make an executive decision and say that a Tier 2 should warrant being on the Tier 3 subscriber list. I know it doesn't make sense. But Royal Flush 9, your name is on there. Thank you. You did earn it. And Anonymous. Remember Anonymous? That's the organization that does all the digital hacking and whatnot. Has gifted a Tier 1 sub to Nancy Pelosi's Giant Knockers. Thank you very much, Anonymous. And Calicus, our friend from the land of the midnight sun, has subscribed at the Tier 1 level. Henry, have you ever tried poetry improvisation? Okay, and then that brings us up to date here. And thanks again to Radmite for your 100 bits. And Beanie Bo Beanie, our intern, for putting in his 2 cents and unsuccessfully coping. Thank you so much, Unsuccessfully Coping, for subscribing at the Tier 1 level. We have a lot of subscriptions here, which I did not put in there. And Lady Dina, 17, has cheered a bit. And thanks again to everybody. Van Honkerton says, hi, Henry. I don't have any red onion. Is cheese okay for this toast recipe as a substitute? We're not making that today, but you can always substitute cheese with onion. In fact, I would recommend that. All right, everybody, let's see what the next order of business is here. We got to do some music, so I want to scroll through a couple of more of these pictures. We're starting to get a lot more pictures. Isla P. Cat Butts sends us a beautiful picture of a rainbow. Thanks for that. It's always great to capture a rainbow, and I'm sorry to be the one to cover it with my central framing or whatever. Thanks, I Slap Cat Butts. And Pisces Baby. Wow. Oh, look at that. That looks like some kind of cool frog situation. Thank you very much, Pisces Baby, for sharing this. It's very nice. And we need a background for our first song here. It's Kate gave us a really, really cool picture, which I think is an ad. So are they already advertising the new Jose Suicidio album in the subway stations, maybe in the UK? That's amazing, because it's still not even released yet, but I think that's going to blow people's mind. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Hammy X Hams sends a picture of presumably his or her cats. And also we did Maui Girl, Purple is a Fruit. Okay. Purple is a Fruit. Yeah, why don't we use this one? This is a good ominous sort of a picture to use for our upcoming song. We have a request from, I tried to use suntan lotion, and don't ever do that. It gets in your eyes. It's like, I'll just take the skin damage at this point. It's Me Defective says, will I see those ads on those highway billboards as well? Yeah, I think we're going to see them everywhere. Lady Dina, thanks again for subscribing, or for cheering. And now, we're going to put the reverb on, and we're going to do a song. And I think I actually know the perfect background for this. Thanks again, Purple is a Fruit, for this. This is a really cool background. Let's use Nymph from the no. This is a good picture. I like this one, but there's a specific one I'm looking for that we made fun of a couple weeks ago. Boy, I have a real difficulty. Oh yeah, here we go. It's from Beanie Bobini. This is a song. It doesn't really take place in hell. It takes place in Georgia, but it does regard the devil. So let's go ahead and use this. And this is a song by the Charlie Daniels Band. It goes all the way back to probably 1980. Actually, if I had to guess, I'd say 78. Computer, when did The Devil Went Down to Georgia come out?
The Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band was released on January 1st, 1969.
Are you serious? That doesn't make any sense. So it's the year that I was born? I was so far off. Is anybody my age? And does that sound weird to them? Like, are you kidding me? I have to double check that with some sanity. I just remember that being such a huge hit. There's no dates. 1979 album. It says right here, a song written and recorded by American music group Charlie Daniels Band and released on their 1979 album. Is it possible that the computer is that far off? Or did the computer say 79 and I heard 69? Oh man, in that case, I'm really messed up. I have got too much on my mind. And Fine Cut Void Salts says, it's 1989. But yes, that sounds weird. Is it 1989? Okay, guys, sorry, this is getting a little too crazy for me. I'm going to go ahead and just do this song before things get even weirder. Hopeful Equinox says, computer is always confused on Sundays and Wednesdays. Oh, Z Bradbell says, computer was making a sexy joke. I see now. Okay, let's see if it's corrected itself. Computer, when did The Devil Went Down to Georgia come out?
The Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band was released on January 1st, 1969.
Well, that's not true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the misinformation there. Lou Bagel says, who's to say, Henry? I don't know. We have a conflict of information here. All right, here we go. Without further ado, because we've done so much ado at this point. Hold on, we're going to get this. All right. There's a lot of fancy picking work here that I won't be doing. I'm just going to try to do the chords. The devil went down to Georgia one day. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too, and I actually wouldn't have known that about the devil. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you. Pretty confident, the devil. The boy said, my name's Johnny. And it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're going to regret it because I'm the best that's ever been. Cocky, prideful, braggadocious guy right here, but maybe he is. We'll find out. Armor Ant says the devil is the fiddler in the basement. Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause hell's come through. It broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals it hard. And if you win, you get the shiny fiddle made of gold. And if you lose, the devil gets your soul. And then there's like a riff. That wasn't it. So the devil opened up his case and said, I'll start this show. And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And he pulled the bow across his strings and it made an evil hiss. And then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. So the devil really kind of did greatest hits of all of his favorite 80s metal songs. All right, we're going to get to the alerts in a second. Okay. When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, old son. Well, that was nice. But you sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done. A little cocky. Fire on the mountain, run run, boys, run. 'Cause the devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan picking out dough. Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no. Okay, so Johnny has some weird lyrics going on there, but that's all right. Then he does a little solo. Whoops. Okay, so that was Johnny's. Well, the devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. I don't know about that. And he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. And Johnny said, "Devil, you just come on back if you ever want to get your ass kicked again. Because I told you, you stupid son of a bitch, I'm better than you, and I'm better than anybody in this whole fucking town." Real cocky guy, and I don't know that it was, I think it was probably a rigged thing anyway. Who's going to vote that the devil had a better showing, you know? Okay, here we go. Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun. The chicken in the bread pan picking out dough. Granny, will your dog bite? No, child, no. Capacious T says, my favorite theory of this song is that the devil actually won but didn't need to keep the fiddle because he had already shown Johnny's pride and thereby won his soul. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I like that. Okay, the Pancake King says, I think the devil can write the gold fiddle off as a business loss in his taxes. Yeah, that's probably what it was. It was just all a tax shelter. That's all these guys ever do, these devils. Okay, we've got some alerts coming down the pike here. Andraka Flocka has subscribed. Thank you very much, Andraka Flocka, for your subscription. And our intern, Beanie Bobini, still coming through with the bits there. Cheer to bit. Thank you very much, Beanie Bobini. And thanks for your great internship. Mimsy Coon is on the Tier 3 subscription board. And thank you so much for resubscribing, Mimsy. Good to see you on here. And Lou Bagel has subscribed. Thank you very much, Lou Bagel. There's a link to join the Henry's Kitchen Discord. Because Ladies Laid asked about requesting a song. You can go ahead and tell me what song it is, and if I don't know it, then put it in the Discord, and I'll hopefully be able to get around to it. Delicious. Shirley's Newt cheered a bit. Thank you, Shirley's Newt. And Joel's Gag subscribed for at the Tier 1 level. Thank you very much, Joel's Gag. Let me see if I'm caught up here with some things. Beanie Bobini says, I'm sorry. What do you got to be sorry about? Nothing to be sorry about. Game Master Flash has gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. What the fuck? That's very kind of you. Game Master Flash, thank you so much for your generosity this morning. And I hope you stick around for, we're going to be making some good stuff here. I'll show you a picture of it. That's not it, but whatever. You know what I mean. That's very kind of you, Game Master Flash. And Shirley's Newt, Joel's Gag, our intern, Beanie Bobini, thank you all. And welcome, Mimsy Coon. How's your dog doing? I can't remember the dog's name right off the bat. But you've sent some pictures in the past. Armor Ant says, don't fart when there's so much fire. Very dangerous. Is it really? I didn't realize that. Well, yeah, I guess it's gas, right? That's... Lou Bagel says, Henry, if you wanted your coffin to be themed after a Mario character, What Mario character would you choose? I guess it would be the gorilla. I don't know a lot of them. I know there's Luigi and Mario, but I don't really know a lot of them. Oh, Mimsy Coon, Pearl. Yeah, Pearl is doing well. She's had a long day of playing with the water hose and me chasing her, trying to steal her stick to throw. That's great. Keep Pearl occupied. Those young dogs need a lot of stimulation and exercise. And that's why it's great to hear that you're out there exercising with the dog. Ladies Laid says Bob Jovi. Always or Another. Bob Jovi. I've never, is that Bon Jovi's brother or something? I'm trying to think of a song that matches your beautiful voice. Maybe Bryan Adams. Thanks, Ladies Laid. Those are actually songs that we've done here before. Ladies Laid, Bon Jovi, correct. Oh, yeah, okay. Bob Jovi sounds like maybe that would be a good name for a tribute act. Okay, let's go ahead and get another song going here. Computer, is there already a band called Bob Jovi?
From thesaurus.net. Jovi is primarily associated with the American rock band Bon Jovi, led by John Bon Jovi, who chose the name as a tribute to his friend David Bryan's last name while also referencing Jove/Jupiter, the god of gods in ancient mythology.
Computer, stop. We don't need that much information about Bob Jovi. Okay, Game Master Flash says Bob Jovi is my Poison cover band. You know, every now and then we'll come up with something here on the show, and then you'll find that it happens in real life. Do you guys remember a while back when we came up with the term waste paste? Some of you will remember that. It was a mispronunciation of wasabi paste. But check this out. This is from Jeopardy! Just last night.
To use far more glue than is necessary. Greg, what's waste paste? Yes. Parks.
I don't know if you heard that, but that was literally the answer. And the guy, you can see his kind of confusion, like, why are we asking about waste paste here?
What's waste paste? Yes.
Sorry. It's hard to show you. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Waste paste. So somebody on Jeopardy is clearly watching the Twitch streams. Guitar Joe says, what the hell is waste paste? I don't know. That's why he went, what's waste paste? Is it possible that one of the writers at Jeopardy is somebody who watches our show? If you want to call it a show. Hey, this picture comes to us from Angry Penguin 922. What a beautiful picture. I don't know how you could be angry driving through this and seeing this kind of sight. I don't see how you could be a penguin either, but Nancy Drudels says, don't slam it too hard. Yeah. That's gonna become a phrase for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else there is here. We're almost through here. Okay, Sereth gives us a picture of presumably their neighborhood. Wow, this is a nice one. Is this in, where would this be? In the south of Italy or something? Or in the Middle East? I don't know. Armor Ant says, I don't know how a penguin can live in an environment without snow or ice. Yeah, I don't know either. Roach Swallower says, hells, yes, it's like sports games for me. Yeah. Dark Ages says, Bob Jovi is a Bon Jovi cover band that also is a realtor. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I want to make sure we get to, I think we missed a couple of alerts. No, we got them. Andraka Flocka, Beanie Bo Beanie, Jaws Gag, Shirley's Newt, Game Master Flash, Lady Dina. Thanks, everybody. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this other song. This is a song that was requested to us by, Boner of a Lonely Fart. It's a Dennis Wilson song. Dennis Wilson, I love anything related to the Beach Boys, meaning all of the music by the Beach Boys, and also the stories of the individuals, like Dennis Wilson, incredible story. And I think that Jose Suicidio's music was very much inspired by his I don't know. I can't really say that because I didn't really hear a lot of his stuff until after the Jose Suicidio music that I commissioned Jose to write. I was really mostly trying to ask him to do something in the vein of the album Small Change by Tom Waits. But it's really quite amazing how much Dennis Wilson embodies the spirit of the Jose Suicidio. And this song we're going to do as a tribute to Dennis Wilson in the Suicidio fashion. It's called Forever by the Beach Boys.
If every word I said could make you laugh, I'd talk forever. I asked the sky just what we had. It shone forever, forever, my love. If the song I sing to you could fill your heart with joy, I'd sing forever.
I've never tried this song, so I'm having a hard time. Beanie Bobini says, I saw the Beach Boys last year and John Stamos is in the band now. Yeah, he's the drummer. He's been for a little while, I believe.
Forever, I've been so happy loving you.
Oh, I'm doing a bad job. I apologize to the entire Wilson estate. That includes Carney and the other one. Okay, here we go.
Let the love I have for you live in your heart and beat forever. Forever, I've been so happy loving you.
Baby, I don't know how this part goes. Sorry, this is a travesty, and I apologize. Shirley's Newt says, love it. This is a beautiful song. It is. I encourage everybody to listen to Dennis Wilson sing it, though. It's way better. I'm just going to talk through the bridge because I don't remember how it goes. Baby, just let me sing it, my baby. I want to be singing, my baby. Baby, 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 my baby. I want to be singing, my baby. Key change. Oh, my. Is this guy really losing his baby? Okay.
So I'm going away, but not forever. Nah. I'm gonna love you anyway. Forever.
Nancy Drudel says, do it in an Elvis voice. I'm gonna love you any old way. Baby, you lied to me when you said that you loved me. But I'd rather go on living this lie than live without you. That whole thing was weird. Every part of that was weird, and I apologize. I think it's time for me to go ahead and start doing what I do best, which is cooking. It's my heart, my soul. Boner of a Lonely Fart says John Stamos did a cover of this song and pretends he wrote it now. No, I'll bet it was a tribute, a loving tribute to Dennis Wilson, who had a very tortured life. It's very sad. A lot of the tragedy about all of the Beach Boys, except a couple of them I guess did okay, but Black Hole Wizard sends us this picture of, wow, what a majestic cat that is. With elephants in the background. Very cool. And I think we only have one more picture. Yeah, let's end. Well, Capacious T sends us a beautiful picture of presumably their cat, which looks awesome. Ladies Lade says he said it on Full House. Oh, did he really? Did he say it was his own song? That doesn't sound good. Game Master Flash says, fuck, do we have to? We're having so much fun. Yeah, you're having fun, but I'm having a hard time doing the music today, and I feel awful about that last song. I really blew it. Nancy Drudels says, I lost my innocence to John Stamos. Well, I think we all did, sort of, in a weird way. But some of us definitely the regular way. Gumme Kande sends us this picture. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to end with this nice, pleasant picture of Gumme Kande sent, presumably from their own backyard in the Northeast. Ladies Lade says, yes, sang it at his wedding and gave out a single. Gave out a single? What does that mean? Ogdo Ifilo. Cool shirt, Mr. Henry. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like this shirt. It's having a little bit of a problem with the green screen reflection, but that's okay. Gave out a single. Maybe he put out a single of the song. That's interesting. Armor Ant says, playing guitar in the kitchen is stressful, especially when there was lava in there just earlier. Yeah, that was a pretty dark situation that we just came out of. Royal Flush 9 says he came out of his wedding single. Some people have had... I went to a wedding one time I'll never forget where the bride did not show up. So he definitely came out of the wedding. And I remember I got him a Barnes & Noble gift certificate for $15. And I said, well, since technically the bride didn't show up, don't I get to keep that because you never really technically got married? And he said, I guess that's probably the way it works, but do you mind if I keep it? Because there's a book that I really want. And so I said, yeah, go ahead and keep it. But I remember being very pissed off about that. Okay, we have more alerts coming down the pike here. Saguaro Ooh, our friend from the American Southwest, has done a Tier 3 subscription. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Saguaro Ooh, for your Tier 3 subscription. That's very kind of you. And Utvol14 says, Henry, will we ever overcome the despair and hopelessness of the kitchen? No. Unfortunately, we never will. The best that we can do is learn how to live with it. But it's not going away. All right. Okay, well, it's time. It's time to go to the kitchen and do what we do best. Vado says, love the shirt today, Henry. Thank you very much. All right. Here we are, everybody. Henry's kitchen. My prison. I'll never escape this until... I guess one day maybe I'll be in a home where they serve food to me. That would be nice, but I don't really see any foreseeable way that that's going to happen. Fondue Yourself says, did you wash your apron, by the way? No, this was an apron I was making for someone, and then I screwed it up. The letters fell off. I used old lettering, and they came off, so I figured, well, maybe I'll make this the new Henry's Kitchen apron, but I still have the old one. Dark Ages says, maybe one day you'll cook the ultimate meal and Satan will rise up from hell to release you. Yeah, maybe it'll be like The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Now, you make a pretty good weenie bite, but give the devil his due. I'll bet maybe a saute pan of gold against your soul that my weenie bites are better than you. Capacious T says, your apron looks crisp. Thanks. All right, well, I'm glad I'm getting some compliments on the apron. Hopeful Equinox says, are we using cumin today? No, we're not. I'll show you what we're using. We're going to be basically using the same ingredients you would for an omelet. So if you want to get creative with whatever you normally like to use in your omelet, please have at it. Go nuts. There's a very specific technique that we're going to be using today, and it's called the tornado omelet. It's very, very difficult. It takes some people years and years to master it. I've never tried it before, but I have a feeling I'm going to be able to do it correctly on the first try because I've been doing this a long time. Okay, Guitar Joe says, encoded riddle for Henry. I can be spring, plate, chamber, room, and hall, but I'm not required at the moment. What am I? Spring, plate, chamber, room, pot, reverb. Thank you. Thank you so much, Guitar Joe. I do know what you're saying. Let's go ahead and get rid of the reverb. Check. 1, 2. Thanks. Good ears there. And thanks for calling me out on that because I do not want to do a whole stream with reverb on it. We have done that before because people were too shy about giving me any notes like that. But I always appreciate it. Okay. Here we go. WikiTBH has subscribed and says, I once got cumin all over myself in the kitchen. The teachers at the school cafeteria was not impressed. Yeah, I would imagine that it's not necessarily an impressive thing. Lou Bagel says, realistic green screen. No, we're done with the green screen. This is actually my kitchen here. So let's center that a little bit. Okay, so I'll show you what ingredients I'm using, but again, you can be creative. Can you believe I already went through all of the butter that we made out of our cream about a week ago? That was delicious butter, and it was amazing. This here is just some butter that I have left over. You can use any kind of butter. We want about a tablespoon. I'm also going to use some oregano, just because that was the first one that I grabbed, but we've got our adorable, absolutely adorable Salt-n-Pepa salt and pepper shakers. These were gifted to us by Game Master Flash. And if these aren't the cutest thing you see all day, then I envy you because that means you see a lot of extremely cute stuff. Game Master Flash says, with Spinderella on the decks. Yeah. Glitchy Med says, can creaming butter become a new monthly staple? Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Okay. And we've got our eggs. I'm going to use 2 eggs for this. I'm going to use the baby whisker for this one because I've got kind of a small bowl. And I've got 1 slice of deli meat turkey and 1 slice of pepper jack deli meat cheese, as well as some oregano. You can use whatever you want. This was just the closest thing, so I grabbed it. And there you have our ingredients. Vados says, is it safe to make a tornado omelet indoors? I believe so. We're going to be looking at some videos for this. Let me see how we're going to be able to pull this off. This is a TikTok. This is what's happening here.
Tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method that you can use at home to make tornado eggs without failing every single time. Just beat 2 eggs and add them to a pan with butter. Do this movement.
Okay, wait, stop. So he said, beat 2 eggs, add them to a pan with butter. We can do that. Hopeful Equinox says he sounds angry. Yeah, it's probably AI, but I could be wrong.
Simply tilt the pan up on whichever side the cooked egg is on. You just keep doing that until you have tornado eggs. You're welcome.
Okay, he said you're welcome before we thanked him. That's usually a bad sign when somebody does that. But I'm going to do it. We're going to do exactly what this guy just said. Beanie Bobini's right. Thank you. Intern Beanie Bobini says, everybody shut up. Yeah, because this is definitely going to be one of those difficult things where we have to really focus. So I'm going to turn this on. And we're going to put about, what did he say? A tablespoon of butter?
Have you tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method that you can use at home to make tornado eggs without failing every single time. Just beat 2 eggs and add them to a pan with butter.
Oh, he just says with butter, so there's no real amount. So maybe I'll just sort of coat the bottom of this thing with butter. You really don't want to skimp out on the butter. You want to use a lot of butter because that's going to be your sort of lubricant, if you will. Roach Swallower says with butter. Yeah. Derocho eggs. John of the Shred says they're called Derocho eggs. I'm not familiar. I want to give ourselves every opportunity to get this right. That guy made it look really, really easy in the TikTok. Butt Smasher Masher says low cholesterol meal. Yeah, I think so. Computer. Butter doesn't have cholesterol. Am I right about that? Hey, computer. Does butter have cholesterol?
1 pound of butter has 10.8 milligrams of cholesterol.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't sound like very much to me. All right, so it said we want to beat these eggs, so let's go ahead and do that now. And if you want to learn how to crack an egg into a bowl, I've got plenty of videos on that. There's probably as many different methods as there are chefs. But the most important thing is try not to get the eggshells in there. All right. I'm going to put in, I'm just feeling a little crazy. So I'm just going to put in a little bit of milk. To sort of cream it up a little bit there. And let's go ahead and add in our oregano. Our salt and our pepper. And let's whisk it up. Glitchy Med says going off script. Now this is cooking. Yeah. I was just feeling a little crazy and I wanted to, I don't remember where I learned the trick of putting a little bit of milk or dairy product in your eggs. But it's pretty good. Sociopathogen says beat them like they owe you money, Henry. Yeah, come on. It's been 5 months. Guitar Joe says makes them fluffy. Yeah, I think so, and that's what we need for this. Glitchy Med says, can I use something besides milk to keep the recipe vegan? Oh, I think they have types of milk that you can use, like almond milk or soy milk. Nancy Drudel says, I've also heard a tiny bit of water makes them fluff. Anyone else? Joel's Gag says water. Okay, well, you know what? We want them fluffy for this, so... Why the fuck did that happen now? Hold on a sec. It all stuck to my whisker. Okay, I think we've done this. Boy, I'm really going through a lot of paper towels here. Okay. There we go. Running out of surface space. Roach Swallower says, Mini Whisker is my favorite side character in your kitchen. Yeah. He really has turned out to be sort of a side character. Vados says, I know a roll of paper towels hates to see Henry coming. Yeah, I use way too many of them and I gotta stop. But they're just so easy to do. Okay, I'm gonna try to really get this right. So let's go ahead and watch our video again. Really try to figure out what this guy's doing here.
Do this movement. Simply tilt the pan up on whichever side the cooked egg is on. You just keep doing that until you have tornado eggs. You're welcome. Have you tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method that you can use at home to make tornado eggs without failing every single time. Just beat 2 eggs and add them to a pan with butter. Do this movement. Simply tilt the pan up on whichever side the cooked egg is on.
So he's basically just
keep
going
doing that
around
until you have tornado eggs. You're welcome. Have you tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method that you can use at home to make tornado eggs without failing every single time. Just beat 2 eggs and add them to a pan with butter. Do this movement. Simply tilt the pan up on whichever side the cooked egg is on. You just keep doing that until you have tornado eggs. You're welcome.
Okay. All right, guys, here goes nothing. I'm so worried there's going to be something that's going to go wrong here. But this is what he said. Add 2 eggs. And then you go down like this. Not really doing it. Maybe it needs to be hotter. There's no way. What the hell are we doing? We're just basically scrambling an egg. How did that guy do that? And it's sticking. Mine's sticking. This thing's supposed to be a non-stick pan. They should call it a stick pan, because it literally sticks. Okay, like I said, this takes years and years for some people to master. And just because you see some guy doing it on TikTok, making it look easy, does not mean that it is. But at the end of the day, you're still going to be eating the eggs. I think we made a pretty good scramble here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put some of my turkey on there. And then just one strip of cheese across the top. And that's basically what we have. We did not make a tornado egg, and I don't think it's my fault. I think it's one of these TikTok bullshit trick things, like just like the whole thing about the drones or whatever, you know. It's just like everything's just bullshit now with the social media. There's no, it must have been AI. Let's look at it, what the guy did again one more time here.
Have you tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method that you can use at home to make tornado eggs without failing every single time. Just beat 2 eggs and add them to a pan with butter. Do this movement. Simply tilt the pan up on whichever side the cooked egg is on. You just keep doing that until you have tornado eggs. You're welcome. Have you tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method that you can use at home to make...
Yeah, the "you're welcome" part. That's so smug. I hate it. Okay, well, this is what we did make. I'm going to go ahead and eat this turkey because I'm starving. Remco09 says, how do we even know Henry is even real and not AI? Nowadays, there's no way. I guess you could ask me something that only I would know. This is what we made. It doesn't look like a fancy tornado. It's not going to be trending. It's not going to be on the Kardashians. It's not going to be the hashtag of the, the top hashtag or whatever it is. We just made eggs. But, at the end of the day, these are going to be giving you a lot of protein. And maybe we're a little old-fashioned here at Henry's Kitchen, and maybe we need more of that. Maybe we need to return to our roots a little bit because things are moving very fast, and I don't see any way out. Ryo Dude 101 says, I was almost hungry, now I think I'm sick. Yeah, right? You're probably sick from that guy's smugness of saying, you're welcome. That was real bullshit. The Balderdash lad says, finally a dish I can make. Yeah. Alright, well let's, we have a couple of alerts that just came down the pike here. Computer Fart for me says, Henry, do you have...
That was a triumphant one. Try asking me to fart 5 times in a row.
Okay, so
say random.
I fell for one of these pranks that they do to me every now and then. So there was a tier 1 subscription for 27 months. And
try asking me to fart 5 times in a row.
No,
say random.
I'm not taking the bait. Thank you, though. Lady Dina, I want to thank you very much for your cheers. Guitar Joe says, welcome to Big Fart. Would you like me to fart? Yeah, that's pretty much what it said. Anyway, Wiki TBH says, I once got coming. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. And, okay. Hey, let's go ahead and do our thank you song before we get too far down the line here. Vados says, any more than 2 farts in a row and you should go to the bathroom. Yes, I totally agree. We're going to put the reverb back on. I'm sorry, this was definitely a fail. If anybody did any betting, I'd say that we did not do what we set out to do, which was to make a tornado omelet. We just made an omelet. And that's going to be good too. So I'm going to give it... We failed all the way with what we were trying to do, but it's not going to taste like shit. So I would say it's just 1 below average. I'd give this one a 2 today, if anybody's keeping track. Now the question is, what song do we use for our thank you song? I like to say thank you to the moderators, the folks that run the Discord, the technical advisors, the big name streamers who have shared their audience with us with collaborations and raids, as well as the tier 3 and even tier 2 subscribers. And all I have to do is pick out a song. Nancy Droodles wants to hear Queen. Okay, let's do Queen. We are the champions. But I have to... refresh my memory on this one particular chord that always gets me here. Okay. Till the end. goes to the 2 to the 5, then to the minor 6, and then that one. I think we got it. Okay. This is my feeble attempt to thank you, the users of Henry's Kitchen, for all that you do to contribute, because it does take a village. There's no way we can do this all by ourselves. Money Curse says the Mighty Ducks sang this after they won the big game. Yeah, but I don't think they used these lyrics, because these lyrics are very particular about the people that, the usernames. So here we go. Falcon and Dingo Bomb, Dom Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Baccoos, and also Shane, yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Kairos, a Bumble Vision, the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin, Music in the Toilet, Nim, Moon, Amaru, Orca Mine, sorry, Aspen and Bonnie too, Dazzle, Cadbury, Little Quest and Borsonville, Nella, Parasitosis, and don't forget Quanto and Beanie Bobini, Lacey T, Purple Donut filling his fruit, Tankard and Borsonville, Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, SMR and Lurk Bowl, Shandis Nova Galarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, Dazzle Cat, Zodbane and Toke My Nuts, Saguaro Lil Burrito 5555, Dennis Sawyer, Ice Slap, Cat Butts, JV's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Headlips One, and Caitlin's Kitchen. The new ones: BK69, Rose Dower 007, Royal Flush 9, Embry 225, Yargasm, Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé 4422, Potato Cat Breeder, Passion Arrow, Motion 64, Midnight Fleet, GSPX, Fantasy Disc, Pool Boy 789, D's Nuts, Game Master Flash, Mimsy Cool, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Cheer Next Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi Ransom, GR Aciditis, Michelle Happy, and don't forget Quanto. All right. I'm going to pour a little bit more coffee here and chat with you guys. I want to find out what you guys are up to today. This stream went a little shorter than I was expecting. I want to start getting back into the games. I will say that we have a big stream coming up on Sunday at noon, where there's going to be a lot of activity. So I want to save some of our energy for that. And also, if you're a Patreon, I am making a Henry's Kitchen video, as I do every month, that will be released tomorrow night on Patreon. And I think it's coming out pretty good, but I've been making a big mess. Pug Lady 2600 says, where's the Henry's Kitchen sign? The Henry's Kitchen sign has had some cosmetic damage, but we're going to have it set up for the stream for sure. I'm going to just see if I can sort of bang it into place. The Balder Dash Lad says, can't wait for Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be good. Nancy Drudel says, Henry, how is the film shot going? I think it's being edited now. I did a film shoot a couple of weeks ago and I had a lot of fun. I think I can share a still from it. Let's do that. Sorry it always takes me so much time to do this kind of thing, but I won't say much about the project because it's not really public yet, but here. But I'll show you a still from it and you'll be able to get a little bit of an idea about it, I think. What the hell, man? It's taken forever. I guess we're getting kind of impatient with all this sort of stuff nowadays, but all right, here we go. Roach Swallower says, Henry, I'm moving soon and I'm thinking about making a paper doll of you for my new kitchen. Yeah, that sounds normal. I think that's pretty common for people to do that, to make a paper doll out of someone that they know from the internet. Maybe take a picture of it and send it to us because that sounds like it'd be fun. I don't remember, will we have a listening party on the new Jose Suicidio album? Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's do it. Let's absolutely do that. How do we do it? I think that sounds fun. Armor Ant says a cardboard cutout would be more immersive. I think on Bandcamp there's a way to do that, so I'll do that. I'll be announcing on the Discord very shortly when it's on. Sociopathogen says, we're going to do a listening party for sure. Okay, let me find this picture. This is a picture from the shoot that we did recently. Here it is. So it looks a little bit like I'm about to say shit on the air. There it was. WikiTBH says, would the elusive Jose Suicidio be joining us for the listening party? Probably not. The Jose Suicidio thing is very confusing and problematic, and sometimes it's better to be left to one's imagination. Z Gamut says, Henry, you look so tough in that picture. Thank you. Thanks. I want to check in on our alerts here. Lady Dina, thank you again for your cheers. And thanks again, Beanie Bo Beanie. Rose Dower 007, I feel like we're barking up the wrong tree. In what way do you say that? Sometimes there's a response to a thing that happened earlier in the conversation. WikiTBH says, I heard Jose Suicidio is in the Witness Protection Program. Yeah, it could be. Frivolous Disguise says, have you heard of Kay's Cooking on YouTube? It sounds familiar. Have I seen Kay's Cooking? Is it something I should check out? Boner of a Lonely Fart says, does Jose Suicidio have a reputation as a ladies' man like Dennis Wilson? There probably are some stories about his younger days, but no, Dennis Wilson famously hung out with the Manson family and apparently opened up his home to them, and they sort of took over, and so he went onto a boat. And it really haunted him for the rest of his life. Everyone Type Forson says, would you cook with Nim again one day? I'd be open to that. I don't remember, says River Bison. Okay, everybody. Let's get rid of the reverb here. I'm going to be totally honest with you. You might hear some noises coming from my stomach. It's because something that I ate here, maybe it's the pepper jack cheese, is instigating what could be a need for a bathroom visit. So I think I'm probably going to have to end the stream here, unfortunately. But maybe we'll go ahead and do a raid on somebody, because I know a lot of people want to still do some more cooking. Everyone type Force and says, I thought that was computer farting. Some of it was. Scode X says, do you sell a vinyl? Yeah, we're trying to figure out the vinyl situation too. I just have to finish the Patreon video by the end of the month here, and then we're going to get back into all the distribution. And by May 3rd, which is going to be our anniversary stream, hopefully by then the Bandcamp page will be live. All right, I'm going to go to raids here. We're going to see first if any of our friends are streaming. Hot Dog Live. We've done that, but then they don't let you stream. Okay, you know what? Our old friend, one of the earliest friends that I ever had on here, who's a gamer, in case anybody wants to get their game fix, the LGX is streaming. Quick. Oh, he's playing Peak. Okay, well, we've played Peak. That sounds like it's going to be pretty fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and raid the LGX, but I want to thank everybody. And don't forget, May 3rd, we've got a really, really big stream coming up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I have to go to the bathroom. The Balderdash lad says, different kind of tornado going on. Yeah, absolutely. Beanie Bobini says, duty calls. Yeah, the call of duty. I don't remember. Have a nice poop, Henry. Okay, we don't have to get too specific about this, but all right, we're going to go ahead and raid our friend, the LGX, who's playing Peak right now. Wow, it looks like he's got a slightly different setup than we've had in 7.6. All right, Frivolous Disguise, thank you very much. It has been fun. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Once again, if you want to see what we've made here today, it's not tornado egg, but it's going to have to do. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday. Thanks for all the subscriptions, and I will see you at noon on May 3rd for the big 4th anniversary Henry's Kitchen stream, and we're going to have the sign up, and hopefully I'll be announcing the release of this Jose Suicidio album by then. It's very close. Okay. See you guys. The LGX.
Or a Gorgonzola.
Isn't Manchego like the one that goes like on like the Mexican food?
That's mozzarella.
I know that's cotija, but isn't that what? No.
Mozzarella.
I want to be the movie theater nacho cheese. That's what I want to be.
Henry, thank you for
I'm pretty sure she